Where does that leave us? I don't know. What can we say? I don't know that either. Well, hey everybody, welcome to another one. Thank you for checking in once again. Well, something wonderful has happened here in the UK. The sun is shining and it's spring, or as my mum would say, spring has sprung. All the little animals are running about, all the little plants are coming up, and all the little photographers are coming up and running about as well. So it's springtime and the world is renewing itself, and this is the time, well, it's the time I think of sort of seriously starting up photography again after the rather cloudy, somewhat sunless winters that we often get. And when I'm doing that, I often find myself caught up in chasing new gear, or usually in my case, new old gear. That is something I'm familiar with, and I think it's something that a lot of photographers do. And I have talked quite a lot on this channel about finding new gear or new old gear and buying new old gear. But today I'm going to present the opposite case. Today I'm going to say, forget the gear and something else can happen. Often if we stop chasing stuff, something lends a hand. Is it life? Is it helping hands? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just serendipity. But sometimes it lends a hand if you stop hankering after gear and stop wondering about the way to do things and instead just go out and do them. And it doesn't matter what camera you use, what lens you use, what combination thereof you use. Serendipity sometimes lends a hand if we forget about the gear. Happy accidents sometimes happen. They can and do happen. They happen all the time to me. In fact, the best shots I've got, the nicest shots I've made, have been shots that I've really not been thinking about. Shots that I've just grabbed on the off chance. I've spotted an opportunity, spotted a shot and just grabbed it. And the same goes for filmmaking as well. When I used to do filmmaking, the best scenes, the best shots were not those that I'd planned. The best shots were always those that I'd just seen at the time and grabbed the opportunity and grabbed the shot also. So I'm a big believer in serendipity and just getting up and doing things and not too much worrying about what actual gear we've got. Now then, where am I up to? I've written loads of notes down here for this one. Yeah, I know, okay. Just pick a lens you like. That's it. That is all you need to do. Or you don't even have to like it. Just pick a lens that you can get on with, that you're not going to argue with, that you're not going to have endless discussions about ISO and aperture values and sharpness with. Just grab a lens that works and get on with it. Nothing more is needed than a camera and a lens, and any one will do. Of course, I have to say, it is nice to get shiny new stuff or even shiny old stuff. It's always nice to get new stuff, and there is a bit of a thrill that comes just with acquiring new stuff, but I guess that's the thrill that we should be avoiding, or at least that's what I'm arguing in this video. Hankering after gear can stop you creating, I think.
Oh no, I can't possibly go out and photograph today because I don't have my perfect camera with me.
Oh, well, I thought you got your perfect camera last Christmas.
Oh, well, it was perfect then, but it's not perfect now because there's a new model come out, like.
Oh, that's a flippin' shame, that's imperfect.
Oh, it's terribly imperfect. I can't possibly go out and photograph with it. No, I shall wait for the perfect device to arrive.
And that definitely happened. I was talking to my son the other day, curiously enough, about old and new technology, old tech versus new tech, and we were wondering whether newer tech is better than older tech. Now, my son thought generally it probably is, because newer tech does things more quickly, more easily than the older tech did, and it can do different stuff to the older tech as well, because usually there is a new function built into newer tech or a refinement of existing functions, so we end up with a new feature. All right, I guess that is true, or at least it may well be true, but my response to that is the older tech is no different now than it was when it was new, and if we use it within its limits, we'll be okay. Don't try to do what the tech can't do. For example, a 1930s car generally can't go around corners as fast as a 2020s car, but it still goes around corners. It has an identity. It does things its own way, but it still does things, and used within its limits, it will take you wherever you want to go. So we can look at newer tech as better, but we can also say, I think there's another way of looking at it. I think there's a different way of looking at it. We can look at newer and older tech as having different palettes, like different artist palettes with different colours on them, or different types of brush. So that's how I look at it. That, I think, is a useful way of looking at it, rather than always saying newer is better, or saying newer is always better. Differently aged tech can do different things, and they can each and all be used as artistic and creative palettes for ways of doing things. Plus, I have always taken pleasure from using older technologies alongside newer stuff, but I guess that might just be a personal preference of mine. Maybe you feel like that too, I don't know. But I do think it's important that we don't automatically see newer tech as, in inverted commas, better, because it ain't necessarily so. Now, I'm a fine one to talk about all this because I've got quite a bit of kit collected over many years, but I don't spend ages and ages slowly picking out a lens when I want to go out and shoot. I just pick up a lens, really, and it's very often not the best one, whatever that means, that I have. Often I use the FSU Tessars, like this little Industar 61 that I'm using today. I can't quite show it to you because I don't have enough hands. There we are, little Industar 61 on the XT3. And, you know, I like their simplicity, I like their cheapness, I like their unassuming nature, and the fact that they can make fantastic images. Are they technically the best lens that I own? No, probably not, but they're good. They're very high quality optics, although some may be better, whatever that means. Now, we should remember in all this that despite the fanciness of your kit, despite the perfect nature of your camera or your lens, whatever fancy or nice kit you've got, somebody will always go one better.
Did you know I've got 15 motorbikes at my house?
Oh, has you? Well, I've got 28 at my house.
Oh, alright, have you? Well, my house has got 11 toilets.
Oh, well, mine's got 12, but I can never find them because my house is so flipping massive, innit?
Oh, damn.
So the chase for technical perfection is, in my view, a nonsense. The chase for the ultimate camera and lens is a nonsense. The chase for the ultimate vintage lens is also a very silly pursuit. After all, many lenses dismissed as bad just 5 years ago are now quite expensive. So again, who is it who's saying what is bad or what is good? Is it someone else or is it you? We must think independently, people. We must think for ourselves in this matter. But all that said, like I said at the outset, I am kind of caught up in it. I do like the objects themselves, even this humble little Industar here. It's a very, very beautiful object. I love the way these things are put together. I love the way these things are machined. I love what they can do. I love the fact that they've got almost perfectly polished ground glass surfaces inside them. I love the fact that they're precision made, and you know what I always have, I've always enjoyed that part of using technology. I've always enjoyed the actual tech itself and appreciating it for what it is. So as well as what these objects can do, a lens's resolving power or colour performance or sharpness or anything else, I like the objects because they're beautiful things, and I guess that's some of the reason why I've collected a few of these old photographic lenses. And if that's you too, if you feel like that too, then go for it. So where does that leave us? I don't know. What can we say? I don't know that either. What can we do? Well, I would suggest pick up the nearest camera and go out and shoot it. So I guess that is about it from me for today. Many thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. If you've enjoyed the show, please chuck us a sub. That would be appreciated too. Many thanks go to subscribers for your support, and many thanks go to patrons for your support. Many thanks for that, and for all the support that people have given to the channel by just watching an episode, by chucking us a subscription, by thanking, by super thanking, or by commenting. Many thanks to everybody. It is all appreciated. Thank you. As for me, that's it for now. So if you're not doing anything too bothersome, irritating or irksome next week at around this time, please do tune in and join me for a spot more Zenography. Cheerio all.